I think we are live now.
I'm so busy looking at myself in the chat.
You're like looking over here now.
Hello.
Because I usually have it on the floor so you can't see yourself.
I know, now I'm distracted.
How is everyone doing today? I hope you all are well. It's a nice rainy, stormy day in Minnesota, which is nice because we haven't had precipitation in forever.
Yeah,
so
honestly.
It's nice to have some rain, some snow coming down, and some lightning and some thunder.
I always worry about the plant life when it comes to this time and hoping that spring's right, especially because the world's on fire. And so I just please plants, be proper so you can grow.
Right. You're playing Bayonetta? Bayonetta tonight. Yeah, little Noki this morning. He's in Chayse's lap right now. Freaked out when the thunder hit. I mean, it was a loud crack. And he was like, nope, I want to sleep on the bed and not be in my crate. And Bailey was then above the covers and under the covers every hour. So very little sleep currently.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I don't want to say I was put in a foul mood, but two things happened right before we went on stream. I had set up to go purchase a RTX 3060 graphics card from someone here in the cities. Was going to go pick it up right after the stream. We had it set up, and apparently someone who had maybe talked to her sooner and ghosted on her for a bit decided to spend the $75 more than I was offering, and they were there right then and there. So right before we went on the stream, the card that I was going to go pick up after the stream got sold, and then of course Team Skeptic decides to stream today because of all the drama that's been going on with Austin Whitsitt and Dark Turd Duck. We're not going to call NT by his name here. Yeah.
He's got meat stuffed in his meat.
Yeah. So, hello Mark Short, hello Chris Durham, Surf, Nickel, Dark Steve. Welcome.
I want to say something.
What's that?
Every time I see Nickel's name, I don't feel this way any other time, but just with his name, I want to say nipple.
Nipple?
Nipple instead of nickel.
Nipple 07.
But when Nipple 07, Octopussy.
Octopussy.
Well, because I don't know, when I'm counting change at work, I never think about it, but only when it comes to this one.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Nickel. You got a new nickname.
Nipples.
And Kevin's here. And hello, it's me, Mario Rui. Yeah, thank you guys for coming by and leaving a like. I know there's a lot of live stream competition going on right now, and it kind of sucks. And this is why I'm having a hard time figuring out when I want to actually stream. I might just bump it to 9 p.m. my time, which would be 3 a.m. UTC time. Just because it seems like that would be more convenient to a degree. I know some of the Europeans might not like that. But if I do go back to work at some point, I probably wouldn't be able to stream until after 9 o'clock anyways, unless I have Wednesdays off. So we'll see. It might get bumped. I don't know yet what I should be doing. I don't want to go earlier because I don't want to step on Slim Stream, but whatever. You guys are here. Thank you guys for coming. I'll have to go back and see what kind of drama Whitsitt and Dark Turd Duck is getting in. And hello, Tony Regime. He says hello to you. But our topic for today, which is kind of funny considering the flat Earth crap, but I thought maybe we would talk a little about when is the right time to remove people who seem toxic from your life, or when's the right time to
set boundaries.
Yeah, set boundaries and give them the heads up on, hey, I need to step away because for my own sanity and for my own health, I need to step away. I know Dark Steve mentioned talking about, because I asked what kind of topics to talk about tonight, and he said, let's talk about micro penis, but I told him I didn't have the stream set up quite yet for him to come on as a guest to talk about it. So maybe another time we can discuss that if I can have Dark Steve come on as a guest. Yeah, and then we can talk about that.
Yeah, he can compare notes with the dogs.
With the dogs. Not with ooh, whoa.
Yeah, you never watched this part. Let me tell you. She ain't afraid.
Damn, girl.
She reminds me.
Wow.
That's how I want to change on stage.
I just totally got distracted. That was fabulous.
That's how I get dressed in the morning.
So Dark Steve goes, do you love this toxic person? Though that makes it a lot harder. Well, and that's where we could discuss a lot of things is, if it's someone who's just a friend, if it's someone who's a family member, multiple different things. It's
really anyone. This comes across the line for a lot of, I would not to always kind of bring it back to it, but I will talk about it. Queer people, they have to do this a lot. People of color who face microaggressions and racism from friends and loved ones have to do this commonly. And I think it's totally appropriate to exercise it. And if anyone does not understand why they have a boundary set on them, they need to just remember that anyone can get it. You're not special to it. And you have no specific right from anyone to be able to cross any form of boundary and line that they say is necessary or they may need. Because it's not forever. It's kind of the same thing as saying, like, I just can't have you in my life right now. It doesn't mean forever.
Right.
But it means this is for them. And quit making it about yourself.
Right.
Even if you are part of the problem.
And that's where it's like, you gotta look out for your own health, of course. Is this the beginning of it?
This is absolutely the beginning.
Oh, then I have seen, I just didn't see where that part, sorry.
It's a long sequence.
Yeah. Like you said, it doesn't mean that it's done forever. It just means like, hey, your negativity or your toxicity is starting to affect me and my mood and my personality, that I need to step away before I lose myself and before things get worse. We've talked a little bit about spirituality type stuff before, but I always say, energetically, if you feed into the drama's gonna find you. If you can stop feeding into that, if someone comes to you with either some sort of drama and you just look at them and be like, okay, neat, and you don't feed into it, it's not going to come to you as frequently because they're going to see that, like you don't care, and so why waste your time? Now it's one thing if you're listening to a friend who needs to vent or just needs to get something off their chest.
Well, even that I think sometimes has bars.
Yes.
Like most of the time it's easier, but you are also allowed to tell someone, it's like, I apologize, I just don't have the energy to do this right now. And you could even say, it's not about you, I need this time. Because you can't always help everyone.
Yeah.
And if you want to be more proper to be there maybe for a friend or a family member, sometimes the best note is to help yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we get lost in that sometimes because I feel, especially in movies and a lot in writings, especially for younger people, that is such a highlight in friendships, is that you are supposed to be able to go above and beyond measure no matter what the circumstances.
Right.
I'm not doing well. And yeah, who doesn't want to do that for the person they care about? But sometimes you just have to check in with yourself. You're like, can I do it? And it's okay to say no, but I can do it maybe tomorrow.
Right. Well, and then it comes to the thing that I like to say a lot of, like, the tough love situation. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is not do anything at all and make them have to figure it out, or you just straight up tell them, point blank the truth in there of like, this isn't because I hate you, it's because like you need to figure shit out, and I love you enough to have to say this to you or to cut you out of my life or whatever it is. Tough love.
Right, and there's severities, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to come at a specific point. I think it's just important to be able to make sure that you are looking out for yourself. I worry so much with people, especially I'd say watching a younger crowd.
Right. And I'll kind of look at Marriage Demon and Daniel Pratt. It was a weird example. They, regardless of what everyone thinks, they do have kind of a weird relationship with each other, even though if it's hating, but it's like, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse if you just keep feeding into it. It's time to cut ties and just be like, all right, I need to step away and not be a part of this situation anymore.
Well, and that's a climate that reminds me of like what people always call like high school. So like the bully at hand who's pronouncing like strange, bizarre, like gross things, being Daniel Pratt. And of course the guy who's not afraid, he just keeps like going like, no, I'll fight you, I'll say something. So he just wants to have his horn tooted. You know what I mean?
Toot toot.
Especially with all his anti-gay stuff. Maybe he does want his horn tooted.
But or he wants his toot horned.
Oh, do you want either way, right? We're not discriminating here.
His tutor horned.
But in that's just feeding the fire. Even sometimes when you're fighting someone, you're just feeding into it. And it is really genuinely kind of like what people have talked about in the past with other characters in the Flat Earth community, where it's like, literally just ignore them, because this is like a feeding frenzy for them, no matter how bad it is.
Right.
Because clearly for him specifically, he's not afraid to cross a line. So you could call him genuinely what he is, and he would just be like, okay, that doesn't matter to me, because he's okay with what he is.
Right.
Which is gross.
Yeah. Hello, Mute Donkey. Welcome to the party. So, Darkseed goes asking for a friend. So, what if your partner is jealous of you being a YouTuber and wants to feck up every stream you want to do? What do you do?
So I like communicating in person. I'm a very much verbal. I don't like any form of technology normally be the thing that is the form of communication. I think that's really bad. And there needs to be a way that you can demonstrate the distance or the border, the boundary that needs to be created. Also with, like, I would say not blunt, but 100% honesty to why it's important to you. And then when they aren't honoring that, you need to be able to also verbalize to them, being like, what you're doing by doing this to me.
Yeah.
Because you, in demonstration of coming in and interrupting something or trying to squander something, it physically, mentally, and emotionally affects me.
Yeah.
And you are guaranteed to see my health decline, and you are guaranteed to also see me withdraw from everything. It's we were kind of talking about this a little bit with some people close to me, my family, is that you want someone to do something. Well, if you keep asking them, you're probably going to get the shutdown response. You're not too old to ever do that, and that person's gonna, if you keep they keep asking, it's like, well, why are you shutting down? It's like, because you keep asking.
Yeah.
I need a moment of silence. I need a minute for me. And if you can't get that, you're 100% disrespecting me.
Yeah. Well, then you could look at the flip side too, is you also need to put yourself sometimes in the other person's shoe and why maybe they feel that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's times where I'm very self-aware sometimes with how much time I've spent on YouTube or how much time I've spent on something else, where I realize I haven't sat down with Chayse for a while, or we haven't, had one-on-one time, and I've been on YouTube way too damn much or something. And so it is finding that balance of, that person is your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to have a relationship that doesn't go into the toxic levels, you have to make sure to have an understanding with one another. What are the needs and wants of the person you're with? If it seems like it's way too hard to work, or you're pissed off about their needs and wants, then maybe you just shouldn't be together in the first place.
That is an honest thing. That's very
Right.
true, and that is actually a really good point to creating boundaries.
Okay, sorry, Tina scared me.
That's a very valuable and very true statement coming about setting boundaries.
Mhm.
There is a form of respect that you are asking for yourself, but it's kind of like the thing where if you want to be treated with dignity, you need to treat someone else with dignity. If you want respect, you need to act like you have respect for yourself, and you need to respect the other person.
Right.
And if you find yourself being in a dogfight, it's never gonna get better.
No.
Unless you stop dogfighting. It can't be yelling and shouting. And it takes a bold move for you to be able to say, I had to sit down and listen to you, and I need you to sit down and listen to me.
Mm-hmm. So he goes, and the partner refuses to listen to anyone. He said that and she didn't care, and that's why he does YouTube every day now.
Let's see what we're seeing and demonstrating the part of withdrawal.
Right.
Is that it's pulling away.
Yeah.
And the part is that when it comes to doing boundaries and talking about parameters around boundaries and respecting the other person and trying to institute what may be before creating boundaries is you need to be firm with yourself 100%. And that's the hard part about boundaries. It's a commitment for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order for you to maybe properly engage with the person and do that back and forth, you have to come in and be the one to initiate a lot of that and initiate that conversation, especially if the other person is apprehensive about having a normal conversation, is being highly dismissive.
Right. Well, and like I said too, is you got to go in with the mindset of being able to see the view from the other person's side. You know, what is it that's making them feel this way? Why do they feel it? What can I do to help it? And then, what are my feelings? What can I express for them to help me? You know, for us to come to a mutual agreement on something. Sorry, I'm going to cut real quick.
Oh, no.
I was laughing because Gizzy's behind us. He was doing his little sleepy groaning. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just because I thought about what you do when it comes to someone where you're having lots of tension with them, and let's say they are someone who is negative in your life. We'll just go with that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be coworker, friends, and stuff like that. And you've done this before. We've talked about this being something that you always go to, is that you continue to ask why. You make them spell out their actions.
Right.
And it's kind of like, oh, you're yelling, and not in a mean way. Don't patronize them.
Right.
But also be like, you're coming at me aggressively. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I need to understand, and not in a way where it's like, I need you to spill your words because I'm in charge. It's like, no, like, genuinely tell me why.
Mm-hmm.
And then they explain that, and you're like, okay, but what makes you upset about that? And then when they explain that, it's like, okay, but where did this come from?
Right.
Because it's going to help you understand what they're actually trying to do, because the mind is fickle.
Right.
And it will turn a maze out of a simple thought that irritates you or hurts you in a way. And then you can get to the bottom line, but also you're making them reflect. They have to say it. Because in portion to you being the initiator to maybe a lot of these types of conversations / what would be potentially banters back and forth, you need to be able to also get them to be able to spill their beans, as it were. Right. And then in that, you can also even meet them halfway. Maybe you say, I'm feeling the exact same way, or that's exactly what triggers me too. Why are we both pissed off about this?
Right.
Why are we not talking about this? And it is genuinely just kind of railing them in yourself with questions.
Yeah. And the reason why I like asking a lot of questions to people sometimes too is it starts to almost diffuse themselves as to when they have to say it out loud, or it forces them to say it out loud. Sometimes then they kind of hear how silly or stupid it might actually sound, you know? Or if they say it out loud, it might help you to hear how much truth there is in what they're saying and make you now question what's going on. Hello Tusk and hello Slim. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming. I know there's a lot of competition going on, but we're talking about when to remove toxic people from your life, or or step away from them, or how to defuse maybe certain situations, or
diffuse, institute, and how to articulate yourself during moments of, I would say, confrontation, boundary building, and just people and just combating situations before they are huge flare-ups.
Yeah. We got Et in here too. Hello, Et.
I would just like to say I'm doing really bad at this game because I haven't played it in a while, and I just upped it onto a harder difficulty, so I'm doing terribly.
And you're trying to have a conversation too with everyone. Yeah, so there was a group of friends that I was around back when my dad passed away, and it was like the one thing that all I wanted was for my group of friends to just kind of hang out one night, right?
Right.
The funeral was done, all that stuff was done, the burial was done, and I just wanted people to hang out. And we used to always go to one particular friend's house because he was kind of in the middle of where everyone lived, and he kind of usually always set everything up. So I asked him, I was like, hey, can we have everyone come over to your place and just hang out? I kind of need some people around in my life right now with everything that's gone on. And he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, let's do that. How soon do you want? I'm like, as soon as possible. 2 nights would go by and ask again, hey, can we still try to set something up? And it's like, yeah. Come like the 4th night, I'm like, hey, like seriously, I need people right now. And he was just like, dude, not everything's about you. Like, you need to stop being so selfish and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got pissed because I was like, 1, we always do what you want to do. 2, it's always at your place. Like, and 3, like at this point in my life, I feel like I kind of am allowed to have my way. Like, my dad just passed away, and I'm saying, like, I need friends. I need people around me. And you're basically saying, like, don't worry, you're not important enough for me to try to rush this.
Right,
and it made me step back and look at a lot of group of my friends and how a lot of them did react, like, not to me in that particular situation, but just how they reacted to a lot of things and how they responded. And it was just like, wow, everyone is very, very selfish for dumb reasons. The one time I actually choose to be kind of selfish, I get called out, and I felt like I had every right to.
Yeah, that's not selfish.
Right,
that's self-worth. That's saying, and that's a healthy point, being like, I'm at a limit and I need assistance.
Right, and so it was like I was calling out to my friends, and they were more self-involved and self-absorbed than to try to comfort someone who was hurting at the time. And so I stepped away from a lot of friends, and then I kind of looked at the gay community here in the Twin Cities and saw how absolutely toxic it is. Like, there's so much drama amongst the gay men here in the Twin Cities. There's some great people, don't get me wrong. There's some absolutely amazing people. But I felt like when I'd go to the club, I felt like I was being judged constantly. The older you get judged more. If you don't look or act a certain way, if you don't work out all the time, if you don't, whatever it might be, it was like and then the constant backstabbing of people got really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like,
well, it's not just annoying. It's downright aggravating.
Yeah.
It's a point where like you start building tensions and angers for no reason. It creates shorter tempers and shorter patience for other things that maybe you would have a little bit of room for. But it's like you create these situations that cause those forms of aggravations and tensions, and it's like, well, I have no time to hear what you have to say because I know you're annoying as fuck anyways.
Right. Well, and then you get the people too who, I'm not drama anymore. I promise you, I'm not drama.
Good vibes
and then
only.
the next day they're doing something that's absolute drama, and so it's like, no, it's just time to cut these people away. And the drag community, there's been some amazing people that I've met and gone with, but I separate that from the gay community. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
the queer community to me is different than the gay community, at least as far as the Twin Cities go. I don't know what it's like other places. But, so it was that point of like time to cut you out. And even when with certain relationships, I basically took a 4-year step away from a lot of people, pretty much from everyone, focused on myself, focused on what I want to do, what's important to me, what are the things I want. And it wasn't that I was trying to be a dick to anyone. It was just that it was time for me to cut people out of my life that were bringing me down or causing me more stress than I needed, so that way I could find time to refine myself, because that's the other thing. Get people who have toxic ways or keep bringing things at you, throwing things at you, fix this for me, do this, or there's this going on. And you start to lose pieces of your own self that you don't even remember who you are anymore because of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to quick say goodnight to Mario. Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh.
As it's valuable. It's valuable, and I'd say it's malpracticed. Especially because there's such a pressure once more to be that person, to always be there. And it always seems cold and harsh. I feel like it takes a lot. I feel like it takes a lot to be able to get the courage to do that. But I think, and it sounds so cliche, but I think it's important to practice that, because we don't do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe not everyone, but I see a general community of people where it's like it does not get practiced a lot, where they're putting themselves first in that sense, and not even say like you're putting down the boundary. It's more like even just creating those conversations, because you're showing yourself you have the courage to do that, and you're formulating your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important. And I remember I had to do that with my mom. That was the biggest thing, is that for me, my mom in my home, it was very abusive, it was very aggressive in my household for many years after my parents divorced. And there were I think, I could reflect, and I was able to learn and look back and be like, my mom was scared and she didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a very difficult time. She is disabled. She has permanent whiplash in her back, which creates chronic pain and doesn't allow her to be able to lift certain things and do certain things. So I knew she was stressed physically, and she had a lot of personal issues going on in her life where she just wanted someone to be there. And unfortunately, she tethered that to someone who's very bad for her, and it brought out the worst in her. And I think she also was taking on a lot more than she could handle. So in that, there was a lot of things that happening. And so when I left town, I did by going to a school that was up in the cities that allowed for me to stay there. And I remember telling her before I left, I was like, I'm not going to see you, and I will not talk to you and communicate with you if you are continuing to be partnered with this person who has, it's very evident they're abusive.
Yeah.
Because it's happened a lot. And she respected that, but then there was a time where she said, okay, he's left my life. And I went and saw her, and she herself had not changed much as a person. And I told her, I was like, you are not a healthy person to be around either, and I'm not going to be involved in this.
Yeah.
And she gave me multiple examples and interactions with her that showed me it's like, this isn't worth my time right now, because you are going to just negatively impact my life into a point where there's no conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you trying to guilt me and corner me. And till this day, I don't have interaction with her, because at this point I go, I'm happy for the changes she's made in her life, because from what I know is that she's become a better person. But for me personally, I don't find that the energy putting into it to reconnect valuable. And not because she can't give me something, but it's just not a positive interaction anymore.
Right.
And it'd be a lot more effort than what would be received, because it'd be very one-sided still.
Yeah. Moot said, sadly, I recently had to cut a lot of people in my life and found that you all to be better friends, which is sad to be honest, but I'm glad to have you all in my life. It helps a ton.
Aww.
And then Steve agrees. Don't know how I'd be without you guys and stuff in it. And it's, that's the thing is like sometimes after, like, you almost sometimes want to hold on to those friends or people so desperately because it becomes a part of you and it becomes a part of your life.
It's a comfort.
Right. But like I said, but then you lose who you are by staying with that. And then you're like, well, this is what I like, but this isn't what this group of people likes. And then you battle this within inside yourself where sometimes just cutting them out and starting fresh is the best thing ever, and a little bit of depression can maybe kick in because you feel lonely or something like that, but you can't keep, the more you continue on with toxic people or toxic groups, it's only going to turn you into that type of person as well, and then no one's going to want to be around you. So then when people cut themselves out of your life and you wonder why, it's going to make you reflect, and then you start to think, wow, I started to go down the same place with the people that I didn't like being around, and now I am that person.
Well, and also with that, if you're worried about the things, how you may feel after, or if you're by yourself, I think it's important to remember that you are feeling this way right now and this won't leave. And what's going to suck is that there may be moments where there's going to have high notes and it's going to make you crash because it's going to leave. And what you so desperately have been looking for in these people is going to be continued to be taken from you. And that's only going to make you try further and further. So let's say you'd say if you suffer from depression and stuff like that, and you're worried about being depressed or being lonely in the dark and what you're going to do by yourself after leaving this friend group or the person, significant other, sibling, or whatever it may be, you need to think about how you are feeling now. And also, sometimes this helps other people, especially because other people don't want to do things for themselves. It's like, think about the point that you could be making to this person. It's not always the best, but sometimes it's like, I like the truth. I like honesty. I like, I always see it as a way, it's like, if you aren't being honest with someone, then you are actually withholding them the experience to have a chance to learn and get out of their own stupid little rhythm that they maybe are stuck in. And it doesn't mean you're staying there to heal them. That's not the point of this. And saying that it's a wake-up call for themselves. And regardless if it's about you two fixing your connection or them just fixing what's happening for themselves, it's that I think is sometimes valuable enough if you can feel like you can't do it for yourself.
Let's see. Steve goes, I stopped myself being used for my skills, and then that's what made people, the users, leave my life. No more free rides. Exactly. And then Mute says, agreed. It sucks a lot when you like the same things. They just are bad people. Or in some cases are not bad people, but want to hang out with the person who is, And that's where it's also okay to speak up to your friends and be like, I like hanging out with you guys, but I won't hang out with you if you hang out with this person who does have a toxic lifestyle, or who does bring the group down, or has the group do things that they wouldn't normally do.
That's actually the easier part for me.
Yeah.
If it's like someone where like I'm like, they're kind of like, oh, do you want to see this person? I have a very easy time blatantly going, that person sucks. So no, I'm not interested. And I would kindly be like, I'm not going to join. You're glad you do what you want to. I, on my hand, though, very disinterested. And you'd be very like, I'm not holding it against you, but I'm not into that.
Right.
And it's very much take the pressure off your friend, but also let them know where you stand. I think that's, especially in connections and relationships, you have to have that form of communication. It's honesty.
Yeah. The Mute goes, it's hard for him with helping out my friends. I like helping out my friends, but if it ain't a two-way street, it will eventually grind away at you. And Slim then goes, I just want people to think outside their box. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. Some semis downshifting out there. Sound like someone ripping ass.
It's me after chili.
And that would be another thing. I like helping out friends, but are they going to be the people who help you out in return if you ask for it?
Yeah.
Or how often are they asking you for help? If they're if it seems like they're asking you for help too much and they're starting to take advantage of you or take you for granted, then it might be another time to step away, because now are you only in their life strictly because you are that helper?
Right.
Is that true? Is that, you got to start thinking, is that the only reason why they like you?
Right.
Is because they know they can count on you for the help?
Am I a service? Am I itemized? Like, what's occurring?
Right.
And that's another point. I think once more, it's so cliche and sounds like such like a mom thing, but it's like, stand up for yourself, be there for yourself, and let this be an opportunity for you to practice saying, I'm worth that time and effort.
Yeah. I was shaking my head because Mute asked if you got any better, so I was like, no.
I got no better. Okay.
Where are you going, buddy? What do you want?
It's happening.
Do you want to be on camera, or what do you want? You just want to hack at everyone?
Get some water.
He wants to get a drink of water. Just get him some water.
Just don't mind. He's got a little tickle in his throat.
Bailey, do you know how to get over all those cords? Do you need to come over here and go around them? The living room floor is a maze of cords because I don't have a proper place to set all this stuff up for a proper live stream. Oh my god, you goof. I need to get a pan and tilt camera so I can show people sometimes the things you do.
Some knees for you people. Some knees.
And Steve goes, that's how I felt, just another tool to be used. Then there's the other thing that comes into play as far as just straight up morals. Mm-hmm. There were some people in my life that I love, and some people, that I enjoy being around with my whole heart and soul, but moralistically, I just cannot allow myself to continue to be around them, because I know, buddy. There are some things that I have learned about people that I care for. I will always care for. Yeah, I know. But the way they see certain things in life, or how their morals are toward things in life, whether it be toward other people, to be toward other animals, or whatever the case may be, they have to be, I can't be around them, because I cannot, in good conscience, continue to be okay hanging out with someone who I think is just morally wrong with a lot of things. Oh, shush.
I think
Everyone's all grumpy now.
That has a lot to deal with, like you said, not enabling behavior, and that's actually dismissing and quickly, without being hyper aggressive, even just telling that person who I guarantee has been told this before in the past by someone else, and just saying, no, that's not okay. Yeah. And you don't have to put all the energy to explain necessarily why, because I'm assuming that they once more have heard it more than once.
Yeah.
In heart, they may know. And if not, maybe you do tell them. But once more, I would almost say, don't waste all your energy.
Yeah. And, Chris, yes, Chase is playing Doom 2.
Doom 2!
And then, Chris also says, we all want to be wanted for the right reason.
And unfortunately, people don't always understand that within themselves. Other people want the same thing, and they find you amazing, but they want to hold on to you because they want to grip so tightly and never lose anything. And you got to recognize those people fast. Like that. This right here.
Yeah. Little boy. You are drama sometimes.
He's absolutely drama.
But you are animal, and so therefore you can stay in my life. Yes. So yeah, there's been people that family that I've had to cut ties with because of what I felt was morally toxic, and stuff like that, and I couldn't deal with it anymore. And honestly, I feel better about it. I don't have to worry about what I might say or what I might do around people, or what they might say or might do around me. and without getting into an argument or anything, do I still love them? Yeah, I absolutely still love them, but I can't continue to allow myself to be around that situation. Mark Short goes, I know what that's like, Steve. I'm a machinist and metal fabricator and a mechanic. It's amazing how many people want to be friends only when they need something fixed. Yeah, that's sad. Um, um, I've had that too. Where all of a sudden I'm worth it or worthwhile. Ooh, look, there's a box up there.
There's a monster up there too.
Worth it or worthwhile when they can use my skill set, or when it's convenient for them. And it seems like there's a lot of people who will step in and as soon as they want something from you, then all of a sudden they're all up in arms and willing to do certain things for you, but then as soon as you do that one thing they're looking for, then they're see you bye.
I think it's a lot of type of people who they maybe recognize they can do that right away, and they tend to continue to do it because it's almost like they don't know how. And I'm not saying always this way, but like I feel like those people are like, oh, this is just easier, so why wouldn't I do this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very like, you need a little help, and not from me. I'm talking, you need some personal assistance.
Yeah. Randomly, Tony Regime says, in the 90s, I played so much Doom I could narrate a walkthrough of any level just from seeing the first room. I was going to kind of jump back to slightly the flatter. Ooh, look at that. You did it.
What the fuck?
Oh, snap.
Not into it.
Snap. Gotta get it.
No, I'm almost
get
dead.
it.
Okay.
You did it. There's a ghosty there.
No, I don't like the game is glitching right now. Stop! As you guys were.
I was gonna say that it's kind of like with some of the flat Earth stuff. Currently, there's so many toxic people in there, and it's just like that you gotta find a time to just step away and be like, all right, we cannot give these people any more energy. We cannot keep putting them to the forefront. Because again, when you feed that energy to them of the drama, they're only going to then come back with more and worse, and it's that like video where they were talking about, like, if you're a YouTuber, you feel like you have to keep upping your content, doing better, saying more. And so it's kind of like the same, I feel like, with those types of people. Is like, they're like, ooh, I gotta say something really nasty now for them to notice me and to start talking about me again.
And what is YouTube like? Likes and dislikes. It does not care. It just sees action.
Right, exactly. I miss some people. Hello, Alien X, how you doing?
Howdy.
Howdy. Speaking of using people, when do I get my iFly pass? Free iFly pass.
Bitch, what is with this game right now? Sorry.
So many little ghosties. That's one thing I can say is I haven't had anyone oddly try to befriend me really well to get, flight time at iFly. Which iFly is very weird. Like, I cannot offer anyone free flight time. I get free flight time there, and then anyone who's immediate family member can use some of my flight time. So I'd have to say, like, you're my brother or something in order to get inside the
Or how you person that I'm with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
When you're like,
we were just friends, and I'm like, he's my boyfriend.
And I was like, wow. Happened just like that.
Yeah. The freebies, you need to do 30 minutes straight in the tunnel. If freebies, you need to do 30 minutes straight. Tunnel. Straight.
What's straight?
Yeah, luckily I haven't had anyone quote unquote use me for that, which I'm surprised. I'm kind of shocked at that.
Drag queen thing. People like to be able to be friends with drag queens because they like to collect them like trading cards. And they like to use it as a social way to be able to seem like, I got that friend, and it entices other people to want to be their friend. Or they like to befriend them because later on they're going to go, hey, I'm kind of new. Can I borrow that, like, clothing piece you had? It's really cool. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want you sweating in my clothes.
Right.
So no. And that's a little bit of, like, little micro ways that people like to try to use others.
Yes.
They want to, like, have a better status with their friends. They like to be able to seem more popular and that they're really down with, like, the night scene or cool kids.
Right.
And it's just like, honestly, you can see in a second. And it's like, I know what you're doing. I'm not an idiot. You're not the first person to do this. And I've had that on and off. And it's always really awkward because you're standing there, they'll find you, and they'll sit with you. And then you actually try having a real conversation with them, and they kind of like stare at you like you're a ghost. And you're like, hi, are we going to talk? What's going on?
Oh, wait, you're a real person?
Yeah.
You mean you actually have feelings and ideas and thoughts?
I value friendship.
Right.
That's not how this is supposed to work.
Right. The same could go even for, like, YouTube. It's like, if I talk to someone on YouTube, regardless of, their sub count, if you have 2 subs, 0 subs, or if you have 50,000 subscribers, or 2 million subscribers, if I'm talking to you, it's because I actually want to talk to you. Right. I don't want something from you. I'm not looking, hey, send people my way. Hey, shill me out. Like, if you ask me, do you want to shill something? Will I do it? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But that's not the reason why I would be on there. Like, if I talk to you, it's because I want to actually get to know you and understand who you are and to be your friend. If, like, there's some streams I've been on or some other people's created stuff, but I didn't go begging for it. No. I just randomly talked to the person or said something, and they just, hey, you want to do this? Sure, if you'd like me to, I could, but that's not the point of it. And so that's another thing I think that's kind of a huge shock with this YouTube community is. And it's not just the debunk community, it's YouTube in general, is the clout chasing, or I want to be able to say, hey, I talked to this person. Like, you find self-worth in being able to say that you talk to someone who might have a lot of subscribers or something, versus just being friends with them.
Right, what's the worth of that person once more?
Right, if I talk to people who have a super high sub count, the only way I'll really bring up if I talk to them, at least I would hope that the only reason why I bring it up is like if it's pertinent to the conversation. Like, oh, blah 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 did this. Oh yeah, I talked to them about it the other day and they said that. If it's pertinent to it, I'm not going to just be like, well, yeah, I'm best friends with this person, or I talk to them all the time, and I also talk to this person. To me, that's again where then you're using someone, and if so, and it's pretty easy to pick out in a heartbeat. If someone were to start talking to me, and I'm not saying like I'm a super popular person online or anything like that, but if they started talking to me just so they could go around telling other people that they talked to me, I think I'd be able to pick up on that pretty quickly. At least I'd hope. I missed a lot of stuff. I'll go take a nap in the wind tunnel. It is relaxing. Taking a nap in the wind tunnel is very relaxing.
You joked and you said absolutely.
And I go like this, and I just I lay back, and you can just lay there. It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on some of this stuff here.
He's doing some of his nightly reading.
What's a good one from Alien? What did I miss? There's a good one from Alien.
Alien, if you are here with us now.
I would like to talk about my feelings and depressions. Go ahead, you can talk about your feelings and depression. Yeah. I used to do that with friends that worked at a movie theater. I swear at one of the theaters I was a cousin and half the staff, right? You know,
I
it's
just caught that.
it's one thing if the person is willing to do it for you. You know, it's another thing if you're I like to call it like dry begging, where you don't ask the person outright. You like say, you know, Chase is the tunnel instructor, and you'd be like, yeah, I think it would be really fun to go flying sometime. I should, you know, I just don't have the money for it. It would be really cool to do. You know, basically like saying like, "Hey, can you hook me up?"
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
I really like that as
right.
well.
You know, versus like, you know, I got to try that sometime, and you leave it at that, and you continue to be my friend without bringing it back up. I might be like, let's see if I can't get you to fly in the wind tunnel sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's a whole different ball game in that area.
My favorite to go to that is just going, oh, you should try it sometime.
Steve's got a question.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so I know a few of us suffer from depression. My question is, how does others deal with it? Me, I'm a weed, booze, and YouTube for his depression. Alien goes for I deal with depression by holding my shit in. I always try to act happy, but sometimes I'm dead on the inside. I've done that before. You know, sometimes you hear the phrase "fake it until you make it," and sometimes just by acting happy, sometimes you truly do just become happy.
I find that this isn't everyone, and I can never speak because I feel like everyone has a very different form of what happens in their depressive states. So I'm not going to talk on it like I know what's up. But what I'd say for myself is that there are times where I find a rhythm, and I try to understand the tempo of my depression. Because there's just days where sometimes you're not going to be able to do anything. There's some days where it does just win, and that is okay if that does happen. And that, I think, has to come with just omission to when it's like, I can't help myself necessarily right now, and that's okay. Yeah. But what I can do is try to even lightly just shift my attitude in something. And I'm not saying think well thoughts. No, I mean more something on the lines of like I talked about once in another live stream where I said, okay, if I can't fix it, and if I'm not going to be inventive or creative and do anything important in the day, if I'm going to sit on the couch, I'm going to make myself like a cup of tea. Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm beating my depression, but it means I'm going to do at least one nice thing for myself that I like if I can't get myself to do something else that takes a bigger task. Right. Like if I can't feel like I can clean my house today or even my one room, I will maybe instead I'll just shower that night, because for some people that is the ultimate hard task too. Yeah. And that is just okay. It's just finding repetition, at least in that notion, whereas repeatedly being like, okay, I'm allowing that for myself, and I will be okay with that. I just have to be. And because you can't be a winner every day. Yeah. For me, it was a matter, like, I still go through bouts of it, especially with the way the weather's been, but finding a hobby that, you know, maybe is for you time alone. You know, it's hanging out with people and talking with people and stuff online a lot is nice and it's fun, but what I've noticed for me personally, sometimes by going online and talking with people online contributes to my depression. And I'll explain why. And some of it it's because you build the friendships and the bonds online, and you're in that moment, and then as soon as you're offline, you're struck by the real world, and you don't have those people or those friends in your actual physical life. And so then it almost aids in the depression with the fact that, like, well, they're not here. I can't just call them up to go visit them. They can't just come over and be a part of my life. You know, it's strictly online where you hear the voice. The physical interaction is really important. And so that's where sometimes the online stuff can make me almost more depressed. Yeah, that
But it still helps a lot with it. But so there's times where I do limit how much I'm online, so I don't get overly depressed by, oh, they're not actually here. You were gonna say something?
well, no, that I was just I was like, yeah, it's that even when the good things become exhausting,
Mm,
then you have to step away.
right.
And it's walking such a fine line, and there's a moment of being honest with yourself, and you have to recognize what's cruelty and honesty with you as well during those types of moments. Because I feel like in those moments, of course, you'll just say something, I'm a piece of shit, I'm terrible, I'm ugly. It's like you can't necessarily think a good thing, but you have to stop the bad thing. Like you can't fix everything at once in yourself, but you need to choose one thing that you can at least change in that second
Right.
to save yourself the pain.
Yeah. But for me, with some of my depression, if it's not online, it's finding, damn,
Yeah.
it's finding, things that I enjoy, you know, reignite a passion in a certain hobby or in a certain thing. If you used to like crossword puzzles and you haven't done crossword puzzles in a long time, get back into them. If there's things about computers that you want to learn about that you haven't done in a while, learn about that. Like that's been excited me more lately. Unfortunately, the depression has come in with not being able to find a damn graphics card because of the damn economy. Like I said, I had one for right after this stream, but she sold it to the guy who originally ghosted her because he showed up. So I'm mad because I literally would have had one after the stream. So that kicked in with the depression. But get back into an old hobby, learn something new, go figure it out, or just take the time to go do something once in the day somewhere.
Yeah, exit an area.
Go,
Do not sit
right,
in the same area.
right. Go visit a place you haven't visited in a while. Go to a place that in your location that you've heard of but you've never gone to. That's another thing we take for granted sometimes is we live in a city for so long and there's so many things to do in our location and we've never done it. Like, there's the orchestra here. I love seeing live orchestra performances, and I've never gone to one. I would love to do that. Granted, some of this stuff costs money, but like there's art museums here that don't cost money that I've never been to, and it's like should go to it and look at it and check it out.
Like get yourself. It's really hard to kill routine, especially because we're hellbent on routine as people.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this game. It's
All right,
sending me.
See, I think I went
COVID
wrong.
is a killer for that.
Yes, COVID has been horrible. It's been a hard. COVID's really killed a lot of things.
Right. There's one thing. Yeah.
Sorry, bad choice of words.
Mark Short. That's a really good point. It's sometimes, not every time. There's multiple forms to be able to treat anything, so it's not certified. But it is sometimes that time frame where you do have to get up every day and you have to fight it. And it is finding those little shortcuts and trying to curve it and trying to understand yourself while understanding the depression or the anxiety or the PTSD. And that's the one thing I always have a hard time with when I want to be encouraging or helpful to people is that it's like, I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard. It's hard every day. Sometimes you could go on for months and you don't get why it's not ending. But if it means that like one thing becomes easier in your life, even just for that day, I think it matters.
Yeah.
And it sometimes takes a lot of energy for that. And sometimes it is just saying, I'm backing away from everything. I'm going to sit down, which once more kind of pulls into boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries with yourself, even.
Yep. Boundaries with yourself, boundaries with other people. That is a good thing. Is what kind of people are in your life that maybe are toxic, that's contributing to the depression or something like that. Yes, COVID, because I've been sitting at home for a year now. It'll be a year in like 5 or 10 days that I've been sitting at home, and I tell you what, it's had a huge toll on my mental health, and we kind of talked that one stream about it all.
And that's something I've been seeing from a lot of people lately, which makes even me, who's been working and everything still, makes me really sad because I go, yeah, it's been a year. And I've been just seeing that pop up more and more for people's feeds where they're like, it's been a year since today. I'm like, Christ, that hits me. That hits me really hard.
So I've noticed in the chat the other thing too. It kind of brings back the other stream that we had, like one of our very first streams together, where we were talking about self-image issues and how that plays into depression too. And the thing with the self-image issue is a huge role, and I see quite a few people cutting themselves down in the stream right now, which
that right there is never going to do anything.
Quite frankly, it's hurtful to see people say that about themselves, because and I kind of almost don't even want to look at the chat now because of it. But it's one of those where I get mad when I see people say, I know I cut myself down sometimes, but I still try to compliment myself in some way, shape, or form. And the other thing too is, you gotta look at what is good about you and what you might like. I know that there's people who come to you and who like hanging out with people on there and stuff like that. And I'm not saying, oh God, if you truly were ugly, they wouldn't hang out with you. So first and foremost, you got to say there's something about my personality that people like, that they want to hang out with me. So compliment yourself on your own personality and your own self-worth in that area.
Yeah.
And once you can compliment yourself there, then you need to pick something that you might like. Maybe you like the fact that you have a full head of hair, or maybe you like the fact that you look good as hell bald. If it's one thing, and keep complimenting yourself on that area, and then let the other things come through. Are there things about my own self that I would like to fix? Absolutely. Do I hate myself, or do I like what not? No. I don't want. I think for me, with my depression, when it comes to my body, is like, I hate working out. Like, all my jobs are physical labor. That's what kept me in shape. And it didn't feel like a job by doing all the physical labor, stuff like that, or it didn't feel like working out. Whereas if I actually work out, Chase and I were discussing this the other night. I hate it. I hate lifting weights or push-ups or whatever, but yet I'll go to iFly and be lifting 300-pound people in 100-mile-per-hour winds, trying to balance and not fly off my feet and stuff like that.
You'll do it for like hours
right,
at a
and
time.
I'll do it no problem. So it's like, it's a different way of working out and whatnot, and so it's like, I know what I usually look like and what I'm like now. So yeah, that plays a role, but I still remember, like, that people have complimented me on certain things. Again, it might be something stupid like the way my hair looks that day, or the way my eyes are, or, how my scruff looks on my face or something. Pick something and start complimenting yourself on that. Stop always cutting yourself down and saying everything's so bad. The one thing I noticed, and we said this in the stream too, is people who keep calling themselves fat are usually never as fat as they think they are.
Body dysmorphia is a bitch.
Yes.
It is, because when I met you, I had a similar issue where, like, I was in the chaos of my own life, and I've really battled body dysmorphia for a long time. So my family, we had just a different type of body frame structure. Also, my family lovingly like to pick on each other and point each other out. And I was a very heavy set kid. I didn't like that. But like, and so I fluctuated in weight really easily. And so when I met you, I was probably at my leanest. And I was so stressed out in my life, and there's a lot of complexes having with my old roommates and stuff that just made it really hard. And I was thinning out fast. And still, even then, I remember seeing an old photo of myself I saw on my phone, and I was like, how did you not know? And I was like, I would have never known. I had so much damaging stuff happening around me, and I had such a warped perception of who I was.
Right.
I was even talking to, when I got the call from Jamie, my drag grandma. Sorry, Grandma. If you ever see this.
It's the darling mama.
I was like, God, I thought about myself between the ages of 21 and now. It's like, I just felt like I was a mess. And she was like, I never thought you were a mess ever. She's like, I just thought you were going through a lot.
Yeah.
And that you were getting caught in the middle of a hailstorm that was someone else's problem, but you kept trying to help.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. It's like you, even let's say you are a little heavier, maybe your gut curve, your new body sits away. It's like that, your mind will be hammer time to anything else that you perceive yourself to be. And attractiveness is not based and only conceived on physical attraction.
Mm-hmm. That's a big thing
That
people need to learn.
BS that kind of goes back to self-image and talking about how men get treated in media, how women get portrayed in media, and how you need to be the muscular, tall. Like, it's like, I feel like for like, especially like gay men, if you're under like 5'7" and you're not a bottom, you don't exist.
Yeah.
And like for women, if you're not 5'7" and curvy, you don't exist.
Right.
And it's such a small box, but it's like that's not real.
Yeah.
The person who played Chris Evans in Captain America when he's all hulking out and muscular, he was working out hours every single day, having to eat a very certain regimen. We are real life people who don't have that type of focus and work ethic that goes towards that type of job. You're a day-to-day person. Stuff like that can cause you depression alone. Let's say you're chasing after having that body and it's not happening for you. That can destroy you.
I can't turn up the volume. We maybe need to talk louder.
Maybe you'll lean in a little bit more.
Lean in a little more. We are kind of getting kind of quieter and quieter as we're going. The one thing I would say is even people who we would view as beautiful or good looking,
they don't know that.
Right. They think that they still even need to go. They're constantly knocking down on themselves. You know, I need to be bigger, I need to be better, or I need to be thinner, I need to look sexier, and stuff like that. And it's so even they sometimes will have huge issues themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's like, I think a personality outbeats body type any day.
Absolutely. My boss, old boss, Ken Sutherland, he his name's ever, I'm not worried about dropping his name. He's not like the most attractive guy in the world, but he's not ugly by any means. But he talked about, he used to date all the most beautiful women. And like my coworker's like, well, how'd that happen for you? Like, you make that very prominent statement. He's like, whenever like I went up and asked them like, oh, why were you interested in me? They literally went, you're literally someone who is confident enough to say something to me. They're like, I think you're a good looking person. I'm not looking to someone to be as sexy and beautiful as I am. You just literally had this confidence and you held your personality. And that ends up being a bigger impression, is being authentic to to who you are and holding that tightly, being like, this is who I fucking am. No one can change that on me. No one can touch that.
Right. You know, I'm gonna quick
Sorry.
go back. Mark Short goes, I'm a sexy beastie. Dark Steve goes, hey, I'm sexy now, I know that. So they're upping themselves, which is good. Mute Donkey, I may not be sexy, but I don't care. Tony goes, and I fly, there's a reason for being physically active. In the gym, all you're doing is picking something up and putting it back where you found it.
It's lost and found.
Right, you know, it's like, that's exactly it. And then Tony also says that I used to take a lot of speed in the 80s and 90s and was down to 11 stone, which is about 150 pounds, and still thought he was fat. You know, and that's exactly it too. You know, is you could get to the size that you want or the shape that you want, but then you're still gonna find something wrong. You're still gonna find something wrong that you don't like. You know, it's gonna lead into something else where now maybe you got, you know, the weight you like, but now you don't like the way your nose looks, or you don't like this, and it's gonna be this ongoing treadmill of things that you don't like that you want to try to fix. Fix yourself first, you know. Like I said, I took that 4 years off basically to refine myself. I thought I wasn't worthy of certain things in our community. You know, you get to be a certain age and no one wants to talk to you anymore because, oh no, you're 35. Oh, you're a grandpa in this community.
Unless you got the body type that they want when they start calling you, I'm not saying that,
Daddy.
Yeah, but then also that's a very small section.
Right, you know, and so people won't give you the time of day if you're a certain age. And so then it was, like I said, needing to find myself again of like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I deserve, this is what I want, and this is the type of person I like, and this is the type of person I want, and this is how I want to treat that person. And then I was just unapologetically me as well, not oversharing things right away, but share things about you that, like are your true authentic self. I'm naturally a gassy person, and I straight up just said, hey, you want to get to know me? I'm a gassy person. Be ready for it. Roles have reversed now. I think it passed on to him, and I'm not as bad as what I was.
I think it's silly for certain things that get held up. I have IBS. I have irritable bowel syndrome. I pooped in your toilet this first day I was here. I think it's weird when people are like, no, I don't do that in front of them, or I don't poop on the first time. It's like, I'm going all in. I got a stomach problem. I'm shitting on your floors. I'm shitting in the toilet. What do you want?
Right.
Choose your battle.
Mute goes personality and intelligence. You can't fix stupid. Or did you mean you can't, or did you actually mean you can fix stupid? Dark Steve, I can still pick up. Does it matter that they look desperate? No. I don't think it matters.
Whatever your freedom flag is, you let it fly.
Take that and be like, hell yeah, I still got it.
Also, like, some like drag queens I've watched, I said, if you think you're the ugliest person, there's one person who wants to fuck you.
Yeah, there's always
at least one person. Maybe you don't want to, but there's someone who thinks you're attractive.
And I don't want to put it in this terms. I don't like this. It sounds bad, but it's like, think about, like, there's probably couples out there that you have seen together where you're like, she's gorgeous and he's ugly, how'd they get together? Or she's ugly, he's gorgeous, how'd they get together? Or they're both damn ugly, good thing they found each other type deal. That's what I'm just calling it as it is and saying it bluntly. We all know that there's people where we're like, wow, you're in a relationship. So my thing would be, for as ugly as you think you might be, you probably know someone who actually would be considered ugly, who's probably in a relationship. Yeah. And the reason why they're probably in the relationship is because they don't give a fuck, and they're just like, I am who I am, and this person loved me for that. And that's fucking awesome.
Drag queens do this. Follow along with me. It is relatable, I promise. So, in drag culture, like, for me, I had some people who thought that my makeup was very alternative, and they're like, well, if you would just do more beautiful looks, like, it would work. And it never affected me because I was in this delusion that I still authentically believe in. That I'm fucking gorgeous.
Oh, when you're in drag, you are.
And I'm untouchable. Yeah. And I am everything. And so it's a very similar thing that carries on to as a real person. In some essence, it's like, yeah, like maybe if you don't brush your teeth all the time, brush your teeth more often.
Right.
Or, just think about little things are real. But if it's something that's like your nose or whatever, or like maybe you have some like love handles. I know how my body sits with my fat. Like my fat gathers around my love handles very easily. Yeah. So I may not have super tight pants on, but that's where the fat's going. And I can't stop that. So it's like, you just have to really get into who you are.
Yeah. I'm going to quick say goodnight to Chris.
Good night.
Sleep well. Tomorrow I did not have a video coming out for Let Iridas and Bubbles. I've just taken a week off. I think there was Saturday was a lot for me. Some people know that I've been dealing with some migraines and neck pains and stuff like that, and I've also had a lot of just garbage sleep lately. Last night was terrible for sleep, and Saturday was Quickie and Biscuit did a stream at noon. That went for like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that went.
And then the Swordsman did a stream for about an hour and a half, I think it was, at 3:30. And then I was on NASA Bunker 33 at 9 for about 2.5 hours. And so it was a lot. And then I knew that we had the stream coming tonight. Oh, plus I put out that video for Unpopular Opinion on the Plot Holes channel. And so it was just it was a lot, and I didn't want to sit down in front of a camera again. I didn't want to have to edit stuff. I have some ideas of videos that I want to come out with soon. I got to talk with a girl at iFly if we can set up an interview thing, because I haven't done an Up in the Air episode in a bit, so I'd like to put out an Up in the Air episode. But yeah, so I won't have anything out for tomorrow like I normally would. I'm taking time off now, unless they like absolutely need to fill slots. I don't know what I could come up with, but maybe I could try to find a way to fill up the time. But or what I could do is I could schedule a live stream during it and do like a 13-minute live stream and just be like, "Hi, I'm here just to fill up time. Isn't this pretty neat? What are you guys all doing today? You know, I saw you are all talking and bouncing around to all the different channels. Oh, you guys are all getting grumpy. Oh, nope. Okay, there you go. Good boy. So yeah, I don't have anything coming out.
You'd be nice to.
But anyways, yeah, have a good night. Woke up with a lot of two, but never went to bed with one. What? With a lot of twos, but never went to bed with one?
You're pooping a lot?
Oh, I get what he's saying. No.
What?
He woke up with a lot of twos, but never went to bed with one.
Oh my god.
So saying like, it's something wrong, I like that. That's pretty good. Bailey, it is not time to eat. I do not know why you are pawing at your food dish. Anyways, we got sidetracked. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, other than like, just know that there's gonna be someone out there. There's a lot of couples where you're either like, how did they get together, or damn, they're actually a couple, or whatnot. And so just, but it is like, think about what you can do to build your own self-confidence that doesn't have to deal with your physical looks.
Right. And well, it's even just in the way you hold yourself.
Yeah. So Bailey. Anyways, there was something else we were going to talk about tonight now too, and I don't remember.
I was going to talk about chocolate.
Yeah, we got into a good conversation.
That was good. That went a lot that unraveled really well.
Yeah,
it evolved really well.
But yeah, for depression, I would say find yourself a hobby where it's you time, where it's not other people, where you can get your mind completely clear and a way of not having to try to carry on a conversation, do a puzzle, build a model, get into rockets, get into a fish tank,
get literally into a fish tank, change the tune-up.
Right. Work on that car that you've been wanting to work on. Go for a bike ride. Something that makes you feel accomplished in the day.
Watch idiotic videos until you
right.
Change the tone and tempo. You feel by yourself.
Right.
You feel by yourself.
The other thing too that I saw aliens say something was, it's the trap that I fall into of, you don't do something in the day, and then you feel shitty that you didn't do something during the day, and because then you feel shitty that you didn't do something into the day, you feel like you don't want to do something at all now because you feel crappy, and then you wake up the next day and you're crappy because you felt that you didn't do anything the day before. So then it's this ongoing cycle, and I get that. And like Chase said, maybe do one thing: make your bed.
Yeah.
Make your bed so you can at least say that you did one thing in the day that was accomplished. I have a huge issue of Chase has to remind me, like, I can do an aquarium cleaning where I really scrub it down, I prune the leaves, I do all that, I water change it, I get them fed, and then I might do something else, and then I'm like, God, I did nothing today. And he's like, you did this, you did that.
Yeah, you
and
did.
Like,
you took on everything that you wanted to get accomplished.
Yeah. Mute says code until your head hurts.
You know, that's an option. I'm not good at coding. Never done it.
Yeah.
But that is absolutely an option.
Idiotic videos are good, says Surf. You know, an idiotic video will definitely make you feel better. If you think if you think
you got problems,
if you think your life is bad, go look at like fails online and be like, at least I'm not that person.
I used to watch the show Ridiculousness because it made me feel better knowing that like these people are being idiots and hurting themselves.
Right. Sometimes intentionally or unintentionally.
I have a comfort show. I like watching my favorite queens, Katya and Trixie on or queens who like to watch, and I literally have spammed Bob's Burgers into my brain hundreds of times the whole all the seasons.
Yeah.
Because I just like it.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel better. And it's something I can't start another show, but I don't want to deal with this right now. Oh, I don't want to deal with this room right now. I'm going over here.
That's why I like hobbies and stuff like that. I view it as a form of meditation, and to me, meditation is anything that gets you to not think about like life in the moment, or like when I do my fish tank, all I'm thinking about in that moment is strictly the fish tank. I'm not thinking about like the fact that I haven't worked in a year, or that I want the damn graphics card that's slipping out of my hands or something. I'm just dealing with the fish tank. And it's for an hour and a half that I'm pruning, cleaning, scrubbing. I'm not thinking of anything other than that, and that's kind of what I miss about flying or skydiving, is in that, in the 12-minute airplane ride up and the minute of free fall and the 3 to 5 minutes of canopy flight, I'm not thinking of anything other than in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And doing a hobby and having music playing in the background, or your favorite TV show, to have something audibly distract you while you're doing something is I think a good way to go about it.
I know for me, the thing I also get stuck in is that as a drag queen, I'd like to create stuff, but I get stuck because I have overwhelming thoughts of all the things I want to accomplish. And then I just go, I just really want nice things, and I fall into this desire to shop. And it's like, just do one thing.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you can get it done. It's something. Because otherwise your brain will always create more of those thoughts of saying, well, you could have this, or you could have that.
Yeah. Bailey, what are you doing? Huh? He's just roaming around. He just wants food. He's a little piggy.
Yeah.
He just wants to eat.
Relatable.
Noki, we need to get you a hobby.
Honestly.
Because you just lay at that front door when Chase isn't home, and you just bark at every damn noise out in the hallway trying to protect me. And it don't need to happen.
People aren't hobbies.
Yeah.
Remember, that's a serious one.
That goes
dead ass. That
goes back to that toxic thing. People are not hobbies.
Because then you become the toxic one.
Right.
You better get it together.
Chase is spilling the tea. You better get it together.
Get your shit right.
That's gross.
I had to get my shit right. It's not gross. It's my life.
Anyways. So, how long have we been going? We've been going almost an hour and a half. Do we want to keep going? Do we have things we want to talk about? Are there things you guys want to talk about? Dark Steve had a lesbian couple ask if I'd be the man juice giver, but turned me down when I asked altogether. JK's, nah, we are going to do it right, but I didn't get around to it, haha. Noki, I need to move so Bailey can squeeze through there and jump up, because y'all can't settle down. My sinuses are kicking in really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pressure change and with the rain coming in, and now we're supposed to get snow tonight, so we'll see what happens. Watch Greg Davis firing cheese balls at a dog. That is all about living in the moment and not thinking about the past or future. We gotta watch. There's a lot of videos I gotta watch. Bailey. So poor little Bubbers is hacking. Oh, you want attention? No, come here.
Oh, you
yeah, we got a Noki in my lap, we got a Gizzy over your shoulder, and we got a Bailey here who's hacking away. Good little boy. Good little boy. Your grandpa coughing. Dark Steve, I have 2 dogs patrolling a baby in a high chair with food.
That's these dogs when we start eating.
Mm-hmm.
They say hello.
Did I ever tell you guys the story of Bailey and how smart he is and how he used to distract my other 2 dogs so he could eat their food? I think I probably did.
I think you did once.
I think I did tell that story. Yes, I'm talking about you too, Noki. How I used to, I know, sit on the end of the couch and he'd finish his food, he'd look up the stairs where the main door was, and he'd start barking, make the other 2 go running up to it. He'd then jump down and start eating at their food, and then I'd have to yell at him. But then in the apartment here, when he goes on the same spot of the couch, the front door, you can see it plain as day. He barked at it. The 2 perked up, looked, and saw nothing was happening, so they didn't go running, and he looked all depressed because he couldn't jump down to eat their food. These turds will play. They think they are so brilliant and smart with, ooh, I'm hurt. Do something for me. Like Noki will walk around like he's limping, like, ouchie, I'm hurt. But then yet, like, he sees or hears something and he will go running on that paw that he was just limping on with 0 issue.
Yeah.
You know, same with Bailey. Like, he'll act like he's just all, I'm hurting here, I'm hurting there. And then yet one thing happens and he goes running, or you go to try to, like, leash him up, and he'll all of a sudden he's magically good. They try to play the victim card all the damn time. Every day.
Yeah. They love the attention of it. I remember, like, literally, like, left a door open when we were outside, and we like authentically thought Bailey had, like, maybe some, like, walking issues. I'm gonna die. And he didn't. He just decided, as soon as he saw that gate open, he said hello, and he ran.
He booked it. Yep.
And it's like, you little motherfucker.
Hello, Gasha, Heckfire. Mute goes, had a cat that would slap any of the animals that would try and eat before him, no matter how much bigger they were. Oh my god. That's crazy.
Cats don't care. I've seen that video where a cat fighted an alligator.
There's a video too where I think it's like a... Is it a little kitten that's going up against like some sort of tiger or lion, or maybe it was a little puppy, and they didn't give a shit. Oh. They're just like going up and the things are they're just like, whatever.
Well, if I remember right, like cats, they just think everyone's like a large version of a cat. And I think some of them think like you're a kitten and you're helpless.
Yeah.
And they pretty much have like, they just assume everything's theirs.
Right.
I'm done. I'm over dying so much.
You're done with Doom.
I'm done with feeling doomed.
Done with feeling doomed. And then Noki lately, whatever his little problem is, he usually loves to sleep in his crate. Like, it's weird. As for dogs, it's weird how much they love to sleep in their crates.
You get so excited. You could literally say midday, you could just get up and be like, do you want to take a nap? And he will start doing circles.
And then he books it for his crate and then looks at you like, okay, close the gate. Like, throw my baby toy in here and close the gate. And, but the past week, for whatever reason, he wants, like, every other night he wants to sleep. Ooh, wait, we gotta go.
Oh, I gotta change the...
There we go.
Oh my god.
There you go. Look at that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I need to feel successful somewhere, guys. This is why I'm switching the game.
But like every other night now, he's been wanting to sleep up on the bed. the one thing that's nice is he doesn't move.
No.
So that's great. But the problem is Bailey moves a lot. Bailey will switch from above the covers to under the covers. And so when the Noki's laying in between us on top of the covers and Bailey's trying to get out from the covers, now he has to go out from one of the sides, which means we have to like lift the sheets up for him or he falls on the floor and then we got to pick him up to get on the bed.
Plus size for me, they also are generators of heat.
Yeah.
And I am so cold all the time.
Yeah. So, and the shitty part for me is I'm always hot, and so because they're generators of heat, I usually end up roasting at night. But so at least he doesn't move where Bailey moves quite a bit, and then if Bailey is trying to get back under, then Noki will start growling because now Bailey is infringing on his part of the bed.
You infringe upon my rights.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't like that. He looked back at you with side eye.
Look back.
He looked back at Chayse like, bitch, you talking about me? Yeah. Well,
you know what's up.
So, anyways, you wanted to talk about chocolates, you said?
I was just thinking about chocolate a lot. You know, don't you think about chocolate a lot? I think about chocolate all the time.
So you don't know Jessie 10-2? I've mentioned her a little bit before. I still have yet to go watch her stuff. She's like a new, well, not new, but what is she? German debunker type scientist girl.
Okay.
And so Darkseid goes, new conspiracy. FF10-2 and Jessie 10-2. It's Uni brought to life. She was really Uni. Riku, yeah.
She's been Riku all along. Bum, bum, bum. Speaking of Riku, I'm getting her celestial weapon.
Ooh, neat.
It's called God Hand.
So apparently Final Fantasy VII Remastered was or is free on PlayStation, but you have to have a PlayStation
Play Plus membership.
Play Plus membership. So if you have Play Plus membership,
go to town.
Go get Final Fantasy VII Remastered for free. And then bam, there you go. Look at that thing on her. She's like, ugh.
She bare knuckle. It's not bare knuckle. I was gonna say bare knuckle brawl, and that's a lie.
She's gonna dig it in.
She'll dig in.
Dig it in. Like, I still find it funny how half the clothes on these people stay on.
I believe that these people, even though they're like half like village people, half of them have some technology, that there's a lot of double-sided clothing tape being used in these games.
And then I want to know how a blitzball, she has this knuckle hand thing with basic razor blades on it. He's got a big old blade, and then Waka chucks a ball, and the ball causes just as much damage, sometimes more damage than what the damn blade does.
Cause he's strong. You see those muscles on him? Ever tell you that Waka was my first cartoon crush?
What? Oh, Waka was?
Yeah. The big old gorilla guy. You and I have very different tastes.
Yeah. See, I probably would have been a Titus person.
Yeah, see.
And Waka to me, I'm like, oh.
He likes some wispy twinks.
The wispy twinks. Miyutaki, lots of spirit gum.
Absolute spirit gum. That's what everyone uses these to glue down the wigs.
That's what they used to put that mask on my face, the prosthetics and stuff that when I did that weird thing for the
that weird thing.
It was the
Guillermo del Toro art exhibit.
Yeah, the Guillermo del Toro art exhibit. And I was put up in this big, huge monster face thing.
Which is so funny. Cool. Another little moment where we were both there, but not the same day.
Yeah,
because I went to the exhibit. Yeah, I love that exhibit. His artwork's
yeah, you probably would have been there when I was, because it was the opening night when they had all the rich, fancy people there.
No.
Ugh.
I'm not rich fancy. Way to call me out.
Yeah, I'm not rich and fancy either. That's why I had to work at walking around as a monster.
Relatable.
Lightning is Darkseid's girl next to Tifa.
Queen Latifah?
I don't know. They must be people on a Final Fantasy
Lightning.
game.
I know what Lightning is. Okay.
I was gonna say you have to know. I don't know games. You should know this.
Lightning is one of the baddest girls ever. She's amazing. She doesn't care. She was one of the first few characters and who are main characters in the Final Fantasy story plot that I actually like. I don't like Titus.
Apparently, it's pronounced Titus.
Well, he can.
According to Steve, Titus.
Titus. Whatever.
Where do they say his name? Where is his name said that we know how it's pronounced or said?
I don't know if they actually ever say his name. Say my name, say my name. I don't like Vaughn from Final Fantasy 12 either. He's really complacent. In Final Fantasy 15, I don't like the main character either. He is the rudest piece of shit ever. And it's not until like the end that he actually becomes a decent person.
Tifa Lockhart from FF7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like Lightning. I like Lightning a lot. Lightning's really cool. She gets stuff done. Also, she was willing to die for her sister. Her sister got like turned into like crystal, and she said, "I'll kill everyone." I said, "You better get into it."
You say she better work.
She better get into it. That's commitment.
She better work.
What
is this like the whole? Is this the whole flat plane of?
This is actually what we live on.
FFX remastered.
FIFA.
So they don't live on a globe.
This is actually America. That little sand island.
No, this is this is all the world in about like 50 years after global warming hits.
That sand island on side, that's actually Australia.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Let's see here. This middle area, it's like the biggest. That's America.
That's Italy. See, it looks like a boot getting ready to go around.
And then there's like some islands this side. That's like Japan. But like we're the biggest continent, right? We're so great.
Yeah, because we got to center everything around us.
So
oh my god.
great.
Oh my god. There's a thing, but I'll find it. Oh, and Fran is my third being a tough bunny chick.
Yeah, fair. Fran is incredible. She is also like the most like not notably, there's a few others where you're like, that character was developed to be just a sexy character, but then she's also really badass.
And now he says nerd mode enabled, so y'all can nerd out. I don't know shit on this stuff.
Engage.
We should find a way to, well, we do have a way for people to see your Minecraft.
I know, I should
Beanie
play it.
Doesn't want to go on Discord to show anyone or be on there ever.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna call you out.
Oh, balls. I went to the wrong one. My friend, my coworker who I nerd out with about Minecraft. So I have the Bedrock version. There's multiple versions. And she's talking about the Java version, which was the initial one that got released when it first came out. And she said she started playing it. She said it's like 10 times harder. When it's nighttime and when you're in a cave, it's like black. You can't see anything. And then like a single hit from like any of the monsters at night will like take out half your health.
Damn.
I know, and now I'm curious to play that one. It's a lot.
And what were some of the things that you learned this week from her about it? Like, wasn't there something? What did I learn? I thought there was some stuff that she was telling you that like places you could go or things you could collect or do. Wasn't there like something about riding on a dragon's back, or what was some of the stuff? I don't know.
Minecraft's incredible.
There's a couple things that you said.
Minecraft's incredible. First of all, there's 72 different biomes in total, and that's incredible for such a blocky game. And then there is a boss battle. You can actually beat the game. And then it works a lot with like the realms of reality of being like an engineer or technician, if you want to get really fancy in the game. And then, there's also something I'm trying to think. The game is engineered to kill you. You would say that, mute donkey. I'm not surprised by that at all. I like my walk on the beach and this one. Also that there's temples, there's ruins. You can be Indiana Jonesing it any day of the night.
Or you could join a cult and worship a tree.
Yeah, I had a friend who did that. That got really weird. Same friend. I love her. It's true. It does have more features. Oh my god.
More features being updated. Oh my god.
I don't know. I bought myself different skin packs on my bedrock, so I'm proud.
A what?
Like different clothing pieces I can wear. So I'm basically married to it.
Y'all want to get me into it. I'm not a gamer. I just am not.
Yeah, he's not that gay.
He's calling you guys out. I'm not a gamer. I literally like Spyro the Dragon. That was it.
That's a good game though.
Like, you punch the tree to get the wood. Whatever he says on South Park. Pronunciation of Tidus Final Fantasy X, James Arnold Taylor, and spoken dialogue in the English versions of Kingdom Hearts indicate that it is pronounced Tidus.
Well, it's not the first time Americans have messed something up.
Or Tidis. Is it Tidis?
Titties.
Titties.
These big old titties.
Oh, that would make sense because he's nothing but a big old boob in this game.
Honestly,
this is my story. Let's think about my story.
Right.
You can put the Java on peaceful if you want to be a wimp.
Boom, boom. You're calling me out. I'm not a wimp.
Boom, boom. What was that?
I'll hype up this whole thing.
Boom, boom.
I was thinking about boobs still.
Nier Automata.
What'd you say, man?
That.
I haven't. I've read about it, but I have not played it at all. I don't know a ton about it.
I'm a gamer.
Gamer.
What's a mer?
Merca.
I'm a gay Merkin.
You almost sound like Tiger King.
I almost sound like him.
Like Tiger, yeah.
I haven't watched that. I don't know.
I have not either, but I've watched a review for it, and I think it's.
We gonna dude, feed them tigers. Then I'm gonna screw you in the butt, buddy.
He said, "Do you like the little one or the guy with the big one?"
There's that tiger over there. We go feed it. We do some meth, and then you'll be able to take it up the ass real good, boy.
That's kind of about it. This is a summary. It's nice.
Frankincense and myrrh. Myrrh.
Giving gifts to a baby. What is that baby gonna do? Baby's gonna do nothing with that. You give me the myrrh.
I'd want the gold. You can have the myrrh.
I want it all.
I want it. I'll fight
Jesus as a baby.
Yeah.
We're diffusing.
Right. There used to be a game called Titus the Fox. I think I've heard of that. That would be an oldie. Mer are the 11 race in Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
I'm gonna make it about you.
Do you know Skyrim? Do you play Skyrim? Are you a Skyrimmer? I'm a Skydiver, and if he was a Skyrimmer,
I'm a
come on.
OnlyFans. I am a rimmer, but not of the sky.
But not of the sky.
That'd be like me staying outside going, That's how it happens. I don't know.
That happened.
11 race?
That happened.
You heard me.
11 race.
It's supposed to be Elven race?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how many games you play or what kind of gamer you are. I don't know any of it. I don't know any of it.
I play a lot of random games because like how I started games by like just getting games as hand-me-downs, and so like the first game I ever actually played like was like Final Fantasy X-2.
Hand-me-downs.
And then I got real into Soul Calibur for the longest time. That's all I have to say about that.
Hi guys, my name is Noki. I don't know how to look at the camera, but I get really, really angry when people like slam the back door, and I make my dad have headaches a lot because I bark so much. But look how cute I am. Yeah, you can tell I haven't had much sleep lately.
Yeah, we're going to a place. Oh, a game I do want to try again, because I was really bad at it the first time, is Bloodborne. I want to play Bloodborne again, because when I first played it, I was at a really anxious state in my life. And so every, 2 minutes, I was, freaking out. It was really bad. Plus, that game's hard. But I also want to play Dark Souls, which I hear is you dying relentlessly, which I'm really good at.
Yeah.
So.
Bork, bork! Bork, bork, surf!
Ooh.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
Oh.
I love it when he does the long ones like that.
Hello.
Oh, we got him going.
Oh,
we
boy.
got him going. All right. Oh, otherwise I'll get a headache again.
I also want to play the newest God of War.
I don't know what that is either.
That's the one I kind of talked to you a little bit about, where it started in Greek mythology, but then they moved to Nordic mythology.
Yeah, okay.
I want to play that game. Someone down here has to know what God of War is.
Well, I'm sure they do.
But I want to play the newest version because
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Plus the graphics are stunning.
Stunning. Waka is stoned.
He's stoned.
He's stoned. He's rock hard. You wish Waka would have made you rock hard. Well, he did make you rock hard.
I found lots of fan fiction in the time.
Oh my god.
And lots of illustrations.
I'm sure there was a lot of Titus and Waka stuff.
Actually, there's a lot of Waka and Kamari stuff.
Oh, I could see that actually.
And Titus's father. Jet.
With who?
Oron
Oh.
and Titus. Gay people are wild.
Gao is awesome.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck's Gao? Okay, I got it. It is fantastic, except his proportions and how he moved in the game in the first couple games are whack. He had
they're whack.
They are. And as a drag queen, it drives me insane with proportions. So when your chest is just huge, but then you don't bend at the hips until down here. That's odd. That makes no sense.
That's just whack.
And if you're gonna be a big muscular guy, you better get those proportions right. Well, at least how his motion was. His motions. His moment. I don't know what I'm saying.
That is whack. We get it, so that's another reason why I need to get a good graphics card, so we can get some of these computer games, so y'all can game together.
I don't know a lot of computer games. I want to play Diablo again. I miss that. That's
Diablo.
a computer game. I played it on the PS4, but it is better on the PC.
PC.
I don't know how to spell.
Who plays Diablo?
Debaba, as I like to call it.
Debaba? Wow, that just face raped Waka. Did you see that? It went Tell me I'm wrong. Watch it. Let's see if it does it again.
No, I'm gonna kill him.
Oh.
He's out.
Video game anatomy. What? Question mark? Video game anatomy? VGA?
Vag? I've never heard of that.
The graphics card, a VGA?
No, the
GPU?
The Resistance Fall of Man.
Oh.
I'm not the best gamer.
I still wouldn't know anything. I wouldn't know any of it. It's all foreign to me. I don't understand.
I barely know how to use a computer.
Oh, I don't understand. It's just the people and the moving and the
pooping.
the jelly sandwiches. Why don't you play with your cock and balls for mama?
Oh my god.
Lunchtime, kids, I made some jelly sandwiches and slice up some fresh cantaloupe. Then when you're done, maybe you can play with your cock and balls for mama.
Make it sound like a goat.
There's gotta be Adam Sandler people out there who know this. And then there was Goat Boy.
And then there was Goat Boy.
There was a Goat Boy. Saturday Night Live. Who played Goat Boy again? He was a weird little runt of a person. Meh, meh. He would meh all the time. That was funny. Oh, look at that. She just whipped and then she hurt herself. And now that was a big old whiff. Look, they're drunk. They are drunk. Avocados. Katos.
Oh. Caicos? Turks and Caicos?
No.
Love.
No.
I don't know.
I'm
cheating. I'm over that.
Oh, you're gonna use.
I'm over it. I've had it.
I like Titan Quest. It's Diablo, but Greek mythology.
That's cool. I like Greek mythology, but I want it to be like dark. Because I don't want like the PBS version of Greek mythology, because that's a crock shit.
Yeah. Jim Brewer, that's who it was. Thank you, Gosh of Heckfire. He was played the goat guy. Steve is gonna go over to Alien X. And thank you for thank you for stopping by. I think I might call it soon here anyways. I'm starting to get very spaced out. The tired bug is hitting me. And reality is sitting in too, of like how I told that girl that we'd probably be done live streaming at 8 and we would have been on the road to go pick up that graphics card, and we're not. And
well, she didn't follow through anyway, so.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
So now I'm going to have to keep searching and keep doing the damn New Egg Shuffle.
The Cupid Shuffle?
No, the New Egg Shuffle. Swiping up, refresh. Yeah.
I didn't know this thing.
Bill Hicks used to do a Goat Boy routine. Yeah, there's a lot of good people who did. Goat Boy, goat. Baramu. And then there was when what's her name got turned into a goat on Willow. Yeah, Willow was a movie from, I think it's the 80s, of like short little people that had a village, and I haven't watched it in so long, but they like kind of knew magic, or he was somewhat new magic, and
the only thing I knew about little people in a village is Dark Crystal.
And but yeah, there's a lady who they turned. Yeah, anyways. You need to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey for Greek mythology.
I do want to play Assassin's Creed. I'd like to play them all so I can understand the story plot that's happening. And then I want to play the newest one because it's also dealing with Vikings. And you can be gay.
He likes Vikings. He likes them. But not the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think. You don't like the Minnesota Vikings, do you?
I don't really get into sports. Oh, you're too dark, Steve. Stay beautiful.
Yes. That's why I always say, hello, beautiful people in the chat when I go in, because everyone's beautiful. Except for Flurfs. They're just terrible.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
They don't do anything.
Terrible people. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm getting kind of hungry again. I don't know about you.
I have a stack of chocolate-covered almonds, because chocolate.
Ooh, I didn't have a chocolate-covered almond yet. I thought these were the raspberry ones.
Yeah, I'm starting to space it.
It's really good. So, I think we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight and having a really good conversation in the beginning as far as kind of just talking about toxic people and being okay with stepping away and, removing yourself from people for a while to keep your own health, mental health, and overall health in a good state, and then for the good conversation as far as depression and stuff like that goes. So hopefully we can kind of keep having conversations like this now and then. Otherwise, raspberry is greater than chocolate anyway. Well, you have a raspberry chocolate thing, right?
Boom.
And then we got raspberry frosted covered pretzels.
Why are you trying to pin me against my love,
Those
sir?
are really good.
Why are you trying to do this to me?
Raspberry frosted covered pretzels. But yeah, we're always open to more ideas. If you guys want to have conversation on certain topics, or if you want to hear our opinion on certain topics, there's a lot of things that I don't know, and I'm going to just be straight up on that. Obviously, like I don't know about kick that Toneberry's butt.
I love them. They're so cute. Well, that's something too. We don't know everything,
right?
But
like,
we're also into figuring
learning
it out together,
right? I don't know shit on video games. I don't know shit as far as Star Wars and Star Trek or sci-fi stuff. Chayse knows some of that stuff. I don't, but we're always open to conversation on what you guys would like to hear about our opinion, or whatever it may be, or just see what the conversation happens in the live chat as far as those topics, and teach us something, right? Hopefully at some point too, I will maybe set up a specific area in the Four Swordsmen that'll be kind of like labeled as like Tanner's streams, guests or something like that, where I can invite people in who are part of the Swordsman Discord and invite them into that voice channel, and then maybe we can have some discussions with other people live on stream as well.
Even just suggesting topics.
Right. So anyways, thank you guys for a great evening, and hope you all enjoy it. And I am gonna say real quick, you guys, I want to thank Microraptor for becoming a Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon, I got the link. I got it thumb tabbed, whatever you want to call it, at the top of the chat here. Or I also have PayPal, Venmo. If you want to donate anything at all, I am trying to slowly upgrade things and try to pay off the computer. And also, if I start to create more characters, like if I do more biscuit stuff or whatever it might be, makeup costs money and wigs cost money. But it's mostly I want to try to get the computer paid down and try to get a good graphics card in there, and everything would go, if anyone does donate, it all goes right back into the channel. It's not going to go for me personally. So those are those options. So just so you know, that's out there. But again, thank you guys. Have a good night, day, whatever.